What's up, YouTube? What's good? How y'all doing? I am Joseph R. Wheeler the third, the artist, the founder, the president of the ONYXCON Foundation. Make some noise, my monetization nation, all my people who are subscribers, likers, sharers, and regular viewers. Thank you so much. You're the reason for the season. Everybody else get to the back of the line and earn your keep. Earn your damn keep. You want to be a part of this? You got to subscribe. You got to put in some time. You got to spend some time. You got to be a part of this mission. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put in to get in. All right? That's how it go, y'all. That's how it go. That's how it go with anything in life. Yes, indeed. So, numbers are looking good on shorts, by the way. I see y'all looking at all my shorts. I've been focusing on shorts and lives because I've learned that my audience that I built here, and I'm still proud of y'all, every last one of y'all, but most don't have the time or don't make time to watch my longer content. It's not to say some of y'all haven't. I'm not talking about the ones who have. Y'all know who you are. I know who most of y'all are. I know my family and friends and people who I met a few times or met once or hit me on the comments, let you know they watching stuff. They actually looking at stuff. They're not just here. They actually look at the long videos. Thank you. But everybody watches the shorts, and everybody else watches the live. So that's become my formula for getting this thing monetized, which is a long, arduous process. Please believe it. And with shorts, you gotta get 10 million. Oh my gosh, just to say the word million out loud. 10 million views in the last 90 days. Damn, last night. In the last 3 months? Like, yeah, like that. That's how it go, y'all. That is how it goes. That's how crazy it is with these damn apps and how they got us scrounging for the opportunity to come up, to be somebody on YouTube, for real. I mean, I'm somebody regardless, but I'm saying you really you come into yourself, I can see, when you get monetized. You know, everybody gets their true shine when they get that AdSense popping. So it's 2025, y'all. We got 5 years deep into this thing with strong. We've been here since 2007, but that was just a having account. We didn't get active until 2019, 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24. Damn, wait, hold on, let me count that again. That's crazy. 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Oh, what am I talking about? Excuse me. 8 years of solid action up in here. That's too tough. In my opinion, that's too long to still not be monetized. Now, I know all the reasons why, because we're not a one niche, we're not a one trick pony. We don't do one topic. We never have, we never will. That's not what we're about. We want to prove the algorithm wrong because we see it working for us in our views, in the sense that people are here. We got some people, but we want to prove it wrong in the sense that, yo, we know what y'all doing. One thing I say, and it's a theory, but I know it's going to be proved right over time because I see it in activity. The only reason they tell you to do one topic is because they can easily put ads on something when they know, oh, okay, the channel is about what? Okay, cool, that's easy. We know what to do with our ad dollars. We know who to put on what. But that ain't how human beings think. People are not one-minded. Everybody has variety in their life. I don't care how simple you are. Everybody got variety in their life. Everybody like more than one thing. You might like restaurants, but you don't want to sit around all day literally watching nothing but food shows. I mean, if you do, there's something wrong with you. I know you need something else going on, right? You know, if you like relationship stuff, and I do watch a lot of that a little bit, you know, I watch the Pop the Balloon show and all that. I prefer the one that's on Netflix now. Shout out to them for getting their new show. I'm talking about the real one, Arletta Mooley, you know what I'm saying? But you ain't gonna watch it all day, it can get depressing. It's like, damn, this is where we are right now, eh? Okay, damn. This shit is depressing. Right? Need something else. You know, and I love fishing, hardcore. But I ain't gonna sit around watching fishing all day. I'm gonna watch other stuff. You know, I'm gonna give you my menu of what I watch on YouTube. I watch fishing videos. I really don't watch nobody else when it comes to relationship goals stuff other than like Arlette's show. I watch that every now and then, even though I'm always disappointed, to be honest. And it's not them, well, in a way it kind of is, because I'm just sick of the format of it. it's so damn routine. It's no flavor. It's just bland, and it's amazing that the Netflix show is based on it. They getting money, so I'm proud of them. They getting that money regardless. But the Netflix show is better. It's better. It's way better. It's more entertaining. It flows. It keeps going. It doesn't slow down. It ain't all that walk back and forth. Let's go over here. Let's answer the same question 20 times. Let's reintroduce ourselves 15 times. No, man, it's conversational. It's like, we're going to find out who you are as we go along. We're going to make some jokes. We're going to keep it fun. Shout out to Sister Orgy, okay? Nigerian American sister, you know from the show Insecure and other stuff she's been on. She's a great host. Great host. And that's no pun to Arlette. Arlette's a great host of her original show, you know? But there's a difference in a trained actor and somebody who just presents well. It's different. And I'm an actor, so I'm saying that. I know what it is. So anyway, I will watch that a little bit, like I say, get annoyed and go on to something else. Every now and then, I watch people talking about what it is and the dating sphere out here, how it is, because, you know, being single, you get curious what people have to say about it. I love to watch videos. I'd say 90% of all I watch on here is travel videos. About places I want to go, places I've been, places I plan to go, all of that. I love travel videos, especially this time of year, because I really want to take my annual trip this summer like I typically have done, but we need finances, y'all. This is why I be saying, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share it with somebody. Because if we can get to that, if I can just get some checks coming in from YouTube, life's gonna be different. I'm trying to tell you. We're gonna show y'all the power of ONYXCON. Y'all ain't seen nothing. And I do mean nothing yet. But you can't be stressed about this bill and that bill. And you can't live like that. And that's becoming the way most people live in America, quite frankly. It's been the way for a lot of us. But now that everybody can somewhat relate to the people that they used to sit on your little high horse and thought you had it all good because your little corporate job, but now these motherfuckers is letting folk go, okay? The effects of this tragedy are real. This absolute tragic situation politically, okay? It's showing results. You know, and it's hitting home too, man. I mean, I'm talking about, I know people. You hear the news, that's one thing, but then when you talk to your friend, you're like, yeah, somebody's wife get laid off, their girlfriend, their boyfriend, their husband, what? Holy shit. And you know these people. It's like, uh-oh. That's not cool. That is not healthy. That's not happy. That's not good, y'all. That's not what it is. That's not what it's supposed to be. And it's not going nowhere fast. But anyway, so, you know, I watch that. I watch travel stuff. I watch stuff about this economy and all that stuff too. I've been getting more into that lately. It's depressing, but it's informative. You gotta know. You gotta know what's going on. You gotta know how it's gonna affect you and make plans and all that stuff, or try to make plans. Sometimes you'll be caught in the fray. You ain't gonna be able to get out of the way quick enough. They already crossfire drama, you know, but it's better to know what is why than to just be like, I don't know why they're doing this. No, I know why. You know all the reasons. You know, looked into it, right? I watch gaming content. Like, everything I'm saying is stuff we have for you too. Okay, Busting Pixels, that's our gaming content. Which, by the way, I've transferred the energy primarily to Twitch lately. I've been showing so much love on YouTube with my gaming over the years, but not getting the return on investment of time. I got tons, when I say tons of videos, like, we talking about years worth of videos you can watch. And hopefully somebody hear this and say, oh, I didn't know that. Did you have that too? Yeah, go check it out. It's there. It's been there. All right. But I'll be on Twitch almost nightly. So if you want to see me, ONYXCON 1, the number 1. That's where we at on Twitch. Follow us over there. Support us over there. We there. In addition to here. And every fan base, we over there at ONYXCON. Facebook at ONYXCON. Always had a page there forever. Only about 2,000, close to 3,000 folk, but you know. Facebook I always call, like, it's the stale family reunion. It's like it's like, you know people, but you know them people outside of there, so you don't really have to see them. I mean, most of the people I know outside of there, so I don't have to go over there to catch up with people. But every now and then I will see stuff about folks that I didn't know or whatever, you know, that type of thing. So the bottom line is this, y'all. The bottom line is this. It's all about variety, right? And one of our variety topics we cover, like I said, relationship goals. We call it relationship goals in the art life. And I've been doing that for a while. And I still do it every now and then, but I don't do a lot of videos like I used to. I just hit the topic every now and then. So here it is again today. And the way I'm approaching it today is from the perspective of a gentleman. You gotta be 35 and up to even feel what I'm saying. Really, I need to stop talking about 30s. They ain't even in the, for a man. For the women, yeah, they in the equation. But as a man who is dating, a single man who wants women, who loves women, who is a straight man, I'm gonna start with this theory I'm talking about in your 40s. So if you're 40 and up, you might feel what I'm talking about. Because the reason why I pulled it up to 40 is because most men in their 30s might still be, hopefully, if they're married, happily married, not gonna get divorced. But we know the divorce percentage out here, okay? I'm divorced, I'm single, I'm happily divorced. It is what it is. Some guys out here are cruising for that. They're headed straight to that. It's gonna be the fate, because that's just, it's not even statistical. It's analytically what gonna be because of circumstances. And so, for so many dudes that are in their 30s that think everything's good now, y'all may not understand what I'm saying yet. But if you end up on this other side of life, you're gonna feel me later. So I'm talking about when you're out here and you're hitting that, like I said, if you're in your 40s especially, life moves different. And once you pass 45, it really, really moves different. Because once you're looking at the barrel of 50, you sure enough know, wow, you're always analyzing, what more could I bring to my life? What do I not have that I always wanted? What needs to change? What do I need to reevaluate? What, right? But when you get in a position where, for dating, technically, you get in this unk stage, as people say for slang nowadays, the uncle level. And I'm a true uncle, so it ain't even just a slang for me. I like the phrase unk because I am an unk. I'm a true unk. It ain't just, oh, that's unk. No, I'm really unk. I'm an uncle, right? I ain't got no kids. I'm an uncle, right? So when you get in that phase and you out here, yes, the 20-somethings will be checking for you, but you may not be checking for them as much. You'll be looking, because it never gets old looking at sexy young ladies, of course. But you're gonna find yourself feeling like by the time you're there, you may have dabbled when you were 30s, 40s, with the 25 and up, the 25 to 32. But when you get about in your past 45, I'm telling you, the only ones that kind of, not even that makes sense, because like you can still have fun with young 20-somethings. Them late 20s is always fun, of course, but they flaky as hell, all right? And if you are any other man, you should be at that age, 45 and up, you're not gonna tolerate flakiness. It's gonna be like, hello, I wrote you on Monday, you responded with 2 words, I had 5 sentences. You liked my 5 sentences, but you ain't responded. What's up? We talking still? You said you was feeling me in your 1, 2, 3 words, and now you're ghosting. That's typical young energy. Okay? 30-something, they ain't playing as much. They already know. They pressed about the clock, the biological. About earlier, I was mentioning the Pop the Balloon show. I laughed at the last episode. I can't wait for Thursday to see how this new one gonna be, because they actually have a fun show. It's fun to watch. The Netflix version. The other one just, I swear it drags along, but I'm not gonna keep saying that. I've already made my point. It's sad though, because how can you be the original and yours is dragging, but this other one is just, it's flowing. But so anyway, every time there would be a lady who would come out and say she was in her 30s, some of these guys who were in their late 20s would just pop their balloon automatically. Pop, 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 pop. I said, damn. And every time they would say the same thing. They was like, I'm still exploring, I'm kind of having fun. I don't mind being in something, commitment, but I'm just not ready for kids and marriage and all that. And I know that that's what a lot of ladies at that age want. I said, damn, the word is out. It's not, man, dudes is not playing. Do you understand, ladies? Men are not playing no more. Ain't nobody, hey, yo, y'all keep saying all this stuff about us and what you want and what we better have when we approach and what. Well, dudes is like, guess what? Some of us are realistic about what's going on economically. Some of us know how hard it is to make a living, and that since all of the majority of that is put on me as the man, the provider, well, guess what? Then I won't be providing with you to the level you saying. I provide, but I ain't gonna be providing to the level you're talking about. If it's gonna have me under a bridge eating cardboard soup one day just because I was trying to impress some list of ladies that kept coming along talking about they wanted kids and marriage, and I'm not ready for that. You know, but you pressing me toward that, because any woman who's on that tip is going to literally be automatically more expensive in her way of life, because she's grooming herself, and if depending on her situation, her education, her job, whatever, she may be already used to, you know, girl trips with my girls. We all got some money, we splurging and doing all this other. That is different than what a man with the same or more income is going to look at if he's, first and foremost, if he's not putting all his eggs in one basket, he's trying to date around, and like, you know, like those young guys who popped their balloons said, trying to explore what's out here. They're not going to be able to afford dating a lot of women, even though that's the fantasy that guys may have, okay? But even for the few, even if you got two that you're trying to see who's going to be the one you end up dealing with permanently for a while or ever, man, that shit is expensive. It's expensive, especially if you're in a city like Atlanta or any of the other major hubs of this country. It is grueling out here, right? I don't even go to the city for nothing unless it's a special occasion or a special whatever. It got to be special. I'm not even gonna bother. I don't even want the stress of every place you go, you got a VI, you got a parking, and they want valet, and I don't do valet. You're not getting in my car. I don't know you. Get the hell out of my face. No one's getting in my car. You're not paying this bill. You're not getting in my car. You're not riding my vehicle, okay? Not happening. Not happening. Thank you for the love. I see it. You know, I'm more the, yo, they got free parking? Okay, I might show up. All right, cool. Yeah, let's hang out. Work, you know. Is it simple and plain, and people answer questions, and it's not like a damn club in the restaurant. You walk in and like if I want to go to a club, go to a club. If I go to a restaurant, I don't want the music so loud that I gotta yell across the table with somebody and shit. Some people love it like that. They gotta have all that. They want to breathe hookah in the air, and I don't need hookah. I don't smoke that shit. I don't want to smell it when I come in. Okay, all of that goofy stuff that goes on out here, y'all, and I mean goofy, right? That's what's happening. That's what's really happening. And any dude in one of these metropolitan areas understands, man, the cost of living is already high. You add in the city tax, so to speak, it's over. It's over. So I see that dudes are getting way serious, and I love to hear it. I like when I hear men saying on these sites, on these apps, you know what I mean, on these shows, that like, look, yo, you got your grocery list? Well, I got mine too. Hold up, wait a minute. Check, no check, no, that's not a win. Pop. I get it. Women been pressing too long and too hard. And here's what I'm saying ultimately about 45 and up especially. Yo, if you're anything like me, you got two options. You know you could get married again if you get the bag right, because you're never going to approach that again without the right money. And more than likely, you're going to want a prenup because you don't work too damn hard for yours. For no matter which way it go, you ain't taking what I came in with. I'm leaving with what I came in with because I worked too god dang hard for it. Nobody's going to ruin my life because of some emotional fallout. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Hell, I ain't even had no money the first time around and I had a prenup. Wisdom. Y'all better pay attention. We both didn't have nothing when it was all said and done. We had enough sense, though, to understand, hey, that's my CD. That's my pair of pants. That's my hat. Whatever. We came out with what we went in with. And it wasn't much. It wasn't a whole bunch of assets. We split the house down the middle. And I ain't going to speak too much more about my personal, but I'm just saying there's a way to do this, y'all. There's a way to do this. And more men are like, I don't care what nobody think about it. You can't put no religious pressure on me. You can't put no societal pressure, because society done changed. Religion ain't even what it used to be in people's lives, nor was it ever, quite frankly, because it was always manipulative of people's thoughts. Views and opinions expressed by yours truly do not necessarily reflect those of ONYXCON affiliates, associates, sponsors. Y'all know the drill. But if you understand enough about major religions, colonization, mind control, governance of people, and how people take control and keep control of people and masses. Nothing I'm saying is offending, and but if you're part of the cows, then yeah, you mad, you mooing, you are angry. Yeah, I know, but you still going to the slaughterhouse. You still just eating till it's your turn to get milked and gutted. Y'all better wake up. Y'all better wake the hell up. That's all I got to say. But for real, y'all, I had some things happen from the beginning of this year till now that just made it completely clear to me. I don't ever need to feel, I don't ever need to feel weird about where I stand. What I'm standing on, I need to keep standing on. And it's hard to do that because there are pressures. There are societal pressures that make you feel like, oh, well, if you ain't got money, you don't even need to be out here dating no way. Well, guess what? Most people ain't really got. What's the definition of having money, first of all? What set amount is the amount of money anybody needs when the cost of living used to be, for example, in Atlanta, 65 to 70,000 a year, and is now more than likely 100 to 120,000. But how many people make that? Be honest. Be honest, because we know the statistics. You can talk, you can lie all you want. Statistics be real. And facts about, if it's that reality, some of these people who talk that ish and brag all that, let me tell you something. They either scam their way into multiple credit cards or know how to juggle them. Because that's what they really saying when they say they got money. They don't have money, they have credit. And even if they have credit, their credit is shaky. It's up and down and all around. They have a good month, they have a horrible month. They have a great year, they have a despicable year. It is the truth of what really goes on out here. I'm talking about people, when I say you have money, I mean stable. I mean for real. I mean, you don't remember a time when you didn't have at least 100,000 in the bank somewhere. And I don't mean constantly being pulled on. I'm talking about that's your savings. Unless you're that, shut up. You're with the rest of us. You're just regular people trying to survive. Whether you ain't got nothing but enough to pay rent in the bank and it comes out and you back on zero and you have to start up again, or whether you got a whole household to take care of and you got to pay this bill, that bill, fix this, fix that, get the gas, get to this, get to that, and still everybody wants outfits and packages at the door and shit. Do I need to say more? Some of y'all felt every word of that. And I know you did, because I do the courier work and I deliver the damn packages. I know what the demographics look like for America. I know what it looks like from the poorest to the so-called richest. Y'all ain't really rich. I done been in the really rich areas. And it look, feel, and everything a lot different from somebody with a nice subdivision home that they are struggling with 3-4 jobs to pay for. There's a big ass difference in that. And when a man is out here dating and knows that that's what some of these women expect of them, and you say, man, but that's not what I want out of my life. Whatever you want out of your life, stick to it. We don't have to get married, number one. If you do, you don't have to have children. I do say if you get children involved, you should. The main reason to get married is children. Children need an example of a mother and a father. That's how I'm going to say that. We all know the statistics again with the 50-50 of divorce. So when people don't make it and they got a co-parent, hopefully both parents are doing what they're supposed to do. In most cases, they not. And a lot of you sorry ass dudes are main reasons. But these women are at fault too, because they create a mentality and they not standing on what they want. They will go and get some lackluster ass dude when they need to stand on business and be like, you know what? You're not educated like me. You're not this, that, and the other like me. How do we relate? You don't come from the same family values as me. You didn't have the same father. You didn't even have a father. You don't need to date that man. You don't need to marry that man. You don't need to have children with that man. Ladies, did you hear me? Don't lay down with nobody and have no kids that is not on the same level of family experience as you, because you're going to make a family, and the only way you're going to raise that family is off the example you grew up on. And if that example is half-ass, then you're going to be half-ass. That's facts. It's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. That's the truth of the matter. Everything else is a bunch of emotional babble. People making each other feel good and putting band-aids on stuff, or people making money off of people's pain, telling them it's going to be all right. You can still make it. Ain't nobody said you can't make it. I said, why would you do that to yourself and to your child in the future? make sure whatever you match yourself with matches the energy of who you deal with. Whoever you deal with need to match the energy of what you grew up on. Now, if you grew up in a broken home and everything, okay, somebody else with a broken home who's trying to repair their journey, that's fine. Yeah, that could work if both people are, I mean, I ain't come from this, I ain't come from that. Well, me neither. Okay, well, we gonna both be looking at the self-help books together and figuring this thing out. That's different, and I commend that. But if somebody else has already done the work, you're shitting on their damn legacy to go out and get somebody less than and try to justify what that does to a family. It creates havoc. It always does, every freaking time. And I'm saying, you just need to be more about who you with. And as men, I feel like some of us got so much pressure on us about do this, do that, be this, provide, do that. Look. If nobody else is being logical, you be logical. You know what you can do every month, what you can't do. You know what you're ready for emotionally, mentally, physically, and what you're not. Stand on it, stick with it. Don't let none of the pressures, don't even know, especially not the pressures of how fine she is and how beautiful and how big the booty is and how big the whatever the breast is or whatever shape or whatever size or whatever look, whatever ethnicity, whatever race, whatever complexion, whatever hair, whatever nail, whatever. Don't let that get in the way of reality. Because I promise you, it's going to come back at some point and remind you, from the beginning, I was never what you said you like, but you was making an exception. Stick to your standards, men and women. But I'm especially talking to my brothers in the older sector because y'all might be wise enough to hear me. Hit the comments, let me know if you're feeling. Peace. Relationship goals in the art life.